This is Grandmaster Boris Alterman and you're watching Gambit-Guide. Hello and welcome back. Today we start the new series of lecture about the Anti-Benko Gambit. So when you try to play the Benko Gambit or Blumenfeld Gambit or even Benoni defense, so usually you get this position after d4, knight f6, c4, c5. Quite often white is not going to play d4, d5, which is the most principal way, of course, for white to fight for advantage, but could play quite a quiet line with knight f3. So trying to avoid any complications and trying to play just positional game. However, in that case, black is not forced to go into the Maroczy bind, which could be transposed by c takes d4, knight takes d4, and now, or black can play knight c6 or immediately g6. However, black could move much more aggressive, and this line I would like just to show you today, and we start working on this interesting gambit variation. e7, e5. So immediately black is challenging white's position in the center, so the knight is under attack. Knight has to go away from the center, and white has a few options. So option number one is to go to f3 with the knight. Option number two is to go to b3 or c2, and finally the strongest continuation, of course, is knight d4 to b5. So let's start and see what's going on in case of standard way knight f3. So white put some pressure on e5 pawn. However, we know it's quite typical trap that white cannot capture immediately the pawn on e5 because queen a5 check. However, black has to continue developing his pieces. Knight c6, threatening d7, d5 with equalizing immediately the game. Knight c3, and the next move is very important, bishop to b4. So right now black is intending at many situations pushing the pawn forward after e4. d5 is also the good opportunity. It's absolutely clear that white cannot pretend here on any advantage. Black develops quite simply all his pieces to the best squares, castling very fast, and white has to solve still the problem with his uncastled king. So bishop b4 move in such a position always quite important because we take more control over the d5 and e4 squares. So it said that after e5 white could try some other options, but let's say move like knight b3 just simply, or knight c2 simply allows black to